everybody, it's Stacy from Mission PD. We're going to be doing some supine exercises with Parkinson's wellness recovery today, which means we're either going to be seated or we're going to be lying on the floor on our backs. And I know that that can sometimes be a little scary for some of you guys. Oh no, she said we're getting down on the floor on our backs. But it's really an important exercise to do. So even if you have to lay on your bed, you might want to try this. Or a sofa. It might be a little tough on a sofa. You want to be able to have your arms open wide to the sides if you do this. And I'm not going to be using music today because we'll use the metronome a little bit. But I really want to make sure that you understand the goal of each exercise and how they are converted from a seated or standing position and the power up, the power rock, the power twist, the power step to a supine position lying on your backs. And in the next video I'll be doing will be a prone position on your belly. And these are all really important exercises to practice, and I promise you, once you practice them, they will start to feel a little bit better and easier. And you will develop muscles and movement and the ability to rotate in directions that you may have struggled with before or that you may not have even explored. And that's one of the beauties of doing all of these workouts with us is you may not even have explored some of these movements, may not even have had them on your radar. And this gives you the ability to get stronger and to get better even without really knowing that you were working at it. All right, so let's try to start just seated. Let's warm up first. Warming up is always important. It's the bookend of your warm-up, of your workout in the beginning. And then your cool down is the bookend on the back end. Both very important. Why do we warm up? Well, we usually come into a workout and our muscles are not warmed up, we're not stretched, we're cold, we may not have even really been moving that much at all. So we have to prepare our bodies and our muscles to move. We have to start to kind of get them like in the groove of things. And then at the end of our workout, we can hold those stretches a little bit more. And so the beginning stretches are called dynamic stretches. They're always moving. And at the end of a workout, we hold static stretches a little bit more. All right? So why don't we bring on some music just to give us a little bit of a nice beginning. And find yourself seated in your chair. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders back. You want to have this awareness that you're at attention, that you're ready to move, that your body is preparing for something bigger, something better, all right? So let's just take our hands on our thighs, tap your thighs, and let's take them right and left. Keep doing that, and now turn your head to the left. Back to the center, and to the right. Back to the center, to the left. To the center, and right. Back to the center. Now tap the toes. We're going to add the head work in. Let's take a look to the floor and center. To the floor, center. 2 more. Last one. Now hands and toes. All right, the head's going to go side to side now. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. However fast or slow it works for you. Hands and toes are going together, and the head is moving side to side. 1 more. And bring it up to the center. Take those hands down. Shrug the shoulders. One more. Now roll the shoulders back, nice and big. Big circles. Good. Stretch those arms out. Let's reach them up. Interlace those fingers at the top. Stretch and lengthen up high. Take a slight stretch over to the left. Back to the center. Stretch it over to the right. And back to the center. Let those arms come down. Good. Big shoulder roll back. And take the left arm and the right arm forward. And one back down. And the other one. Good. Stretch it up, shoulder height. All right, let's just do some seated power exercises to warm up. Hands are going to go on the thighs. This is your power up from a seated position. And big stretch. One more. Now take it down right here over to the rock to the left. Down, rock it to the right. And again, this is just a stretch, so we're not reaching that arm up too high. Right? We're not there yet. Palms together. Hands open and low. Twist it. Clap those hands for me. Tell me 5 farm animals. Chicken. Cow. Frog. Horse. Duck. And goat. I think that was 6, but that's all right. All right, back to the center. Heels up. All right, now then take a big step out to the left with that left leg. And bring it in. Take it to the right. And bring it in. To the left. And bring it in. To the right. All right, now show me the left hand. Reach it out, stretch, like you're trying to grab something far away. And the right side. And the left side. One more. And the right side. All right. So seated power moves, which we just kind of did as a warm-up, just to get the body open a little bit. A little bit of coordination, getting your mind and body together, but now we're going to work from what I was saying, a supine position, where you would be lying on your bed or on the floor. Some of you may not be wanting to do that right now, so I'm going to give you some options. Okay, our first exercise, and we could all do this because this is going to be helpful for when you guys do get on the floor. But for those of you that are going to stay seated, I'm giving you this as practice, and then you're going to repeat it again. The arms are going to go straight out in front of you. The shoulders aren't reaching forward. I'm not hunched. I don't have my chin back, right? I'm completely up straight. I'm going to sweep these elbows underneath my armpits tightly. Really stretch the chest forward, arch the back, look up, and then come back forward. Let's do it again. Elbows come back by the waist, arch the chest forward, look up, and release it. Arch, and release. Arch, and release. One more. Arch, and release. All right, hands down. Lying is going to be the same thing. Some of you may have a tendency to get dizzy with the lying position, so we're not going to lift the chin up as much, okay? Now, the power rock from a supine position is reaching behind you and lifting the hip up off your seat, okay? Reaching behind you and back, behind you and back, again, behind you and back, all right? It'll look a little different on the floor, but that's a good practice. So let's again, what was the power up? Power up was out, in, out. Try to hold it. 1, 2, 3. Release. 1, 2, 3. Release. All right? Power rock. Rock. Back. Rock. And back. Say it with me. Rock. And back. And rock. And back. Now this is important. See how I'm using my feet? I'm using my feet. How often do you try to move and forget to use your feet? Or you don't forget, but your feet are not having it. They're not cooperating with you. They are not going to participate in the movement, right? It's almost like you want to dig a little bit of like wedge into the sand and push off, reach back. And then again, this foot's going to push off to reach back, okay? So these are important things, especially when you're lying on the floor. You're not going to be using your toe to push off. You're going to be using your heel to push off. So it's going to be a little different, all right? So then the twist, the power twist. Power twist on the floor is going to look the same as it's going to look standing or seated, okay? The difference is when you're on the floor, you're going to be challenged to have to roll over halfway, which is great practice for when you're in your bed or, even when you're lying on the floor or, whatever you're doing. Ready? Here we go. Cross and open. You could be going to the beach, lying on the beach, having to roll over, to get your suntan on your back because you don't want to just have suntan on the front. Now, if you get dizzy, you keep that head straight. You don't turn. All right? And you see how I'm still using my feet? Now, if I was sitting way back on my chair here, it would be a lot harder. So always think about staying away from the back of your chair. It's going to force you to sit up tall. It's going to force you to use your core and your abdominals. All right? All right, now power step. Very similar lying down as it would be on the chair. Same arm and same leg. Go out and in. Goes out and in. And there's a little swiveling happening on my seat. See that? One more. And back. All right. So for those of you who are going to stay seated, I just really went over all those exercises. Power up. Power rock. Power twist. Power step. All right, so I'm going to bring it down to the floor for you guys, and I always like to bring my chair to the edge of the mat. That helps me to have a little bit of help to get down. Actually, I think I'm going to move closer to you. I think that that's going to be better. Let me move closer, just so that you can see me a little bit better. There we go. Good. Okay. Now, what I do is I come all the way up to my chair and practice getting down, okay? Hold on to the chair. Take 1 foot back. Try to bring the knee down and stand up. Do the other side. Down and up. Down and up. Let's do 4 more. Ready? Here we go. 4. Maybe you're getting lower. 3. Maybe the knee is touching. 2. And now the last one. All the way down. And other knee comes down. We're going to step back. We're going to come back crawling. Then we're going to come down onto our belly in a push-up position almost, and bring our hands under our forehead, just like this. So our head is facing down. Our elbows are out to the side. Our toes are down. Our hips are down. We're not lifting up our heads or our butt. We're going to lift our head up first. Then push on your hands. Rotate your elbows underneath. Feel the stretch through your abdominals and your ribs, your whole front chain of the body. Shoulders are back and down. Eyes are up. Back of the neck is long, so you're not here and you're not looking down. Right? The back of the neck is long. And then you're going to come back down again. Let's do 5 more of these. Ready? We have 1, hold, 2, 3, and down. Again. 2, hold, 2, 3, and down. Again, head up, lift, 3, 2, 3, and down. Again, press up, lift, hold, 2, 3, and down. This is your 5th one. Ready? Press up and hold, 2, 3. Now, power rock, okay? Oh, you know what? We're supposed to be on our backs. So silly of me. So let's turn over. I'm not going to even change the recording. That was a great way to get down and practice. But now let's roll over, because we are supposed to be doing the supine exercises today. Silly Stacy. Okay. That was just a little extra for you. Now, look at where my head is. You see how my neck and my head are straight? If you have a tendency to be here when you lay down, I want you to get yourself a pillow so that your head is straight. Your eyes should be directly up, and the back of your head should be touching the floor or your pillow, okay? Now, knees are bent, feet are on the floor, arms go up to the sky. For those of you that are seated, your arms are going out in front of you. Elbows are going to come down right by the ribs. Push down into the floor, arch your back up, look behind you, and release. Bring your arms up. Let's do it again. Elbows come down, arch, and release, arms up. Elbows come down, press into the floor, arch, lift that chest up. Let's do 2 more. Elbows come down, arch up, and release. 1 more. Elbows down, arch up, and release. Take those hands down by your side. Stretch those legs all the way out. Now again, I want you to think about your heels. I want you to push on your right heel and lift your right butt off the floor and twist slightly over to the left. Do the same thing on the other side. So you're using your heel, push on the heel, lift the hip. Push on the heel, lift the hip. Push on the heel, lift the hip. Let's do it again. Push. 1 more. Push and return. All right. Now, we're going to add the arm work to it. We're going to push with the right heel. We're going to twist to the left, reach up to the left, and come back down. Do it again. And twist. Those of you who are seated, you are reaching behind you. You are using your toe to push off, rotate, look behind, lift up that hip. And a reach, and down, and a reach, and down. 1 more, and reach, and down. Now, arms all the way out to the side. Now, this is another one here. We're going to rotate. We're going to slap the hands together We're going to come back open to the ceiling. Push your heel into the floor, twist, open. Do it again. Twist and open. And again, twist and open. Again, twist and open. Let's do 2 more. Twist and open. 1 more. Twist and open. Now, staying right here, you're going to bring your arms down by your side more and bend the knees, bringing the heels to the floor, the feet to the floor. Everything is on the mat. So now you just brought your arms in a little closer onto the mat. Now you're going to take everything on the left side off the mat, and you're going to bring it back on the mat. Then you're going to do the same thing on the right side, and back, and the left, and back. And again, this is your power step in the supine or lying on your back position. This gives you that transition of getting in and out of bed, moving from a chair. Good, 2 more. And last one, open and in. And excellent. So stay right there, you guys. I am going to, first of all, I have to get my computer back on. And I'm going to add a little bit of a metronome. Okay? So the metronome is a timing that helps us to increase the speed of this movement. So let's start at 50. I'm going to give you the timing. Okay. Now, power up. Same thing. Knees are bent. Arms are up high. Ready in 3, 2, 1, and we go. Arch, release. Here are the beats. One more. And hands down. Legs out. Let's just do the hips first. Hip, hip. It's a rock. It's a little fast. Let's slow it down to 45 just for this one. Okay, here we go. Feel how much better that feels? So if we go too fast, we will not have the full range of motion. We'll suffer with the amplitude of movement. One more. Now, ready, let's go up to the left. Listen to the beats. Push that heel down, rotate, look at the hand. 2 more. Good, last one. And back. Awesome. Now, feet right down in front of your hips, arms open to the side. Again, you're going to use your heel to twist, return. And if you're not able to keep up with the beats, that's okay. It's a work in progress. There's no judgment here. We are just moving in a pace that's right for us, so when we leave, we feel better than we do when we came. And one more. And excellent. Let's bring those feet into a bend. Hands on the mat, feet on the mat. Make sure my phone is not in the way. Ready? Mark it in your mind for the timing. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Two more. One more. And beautiful work, you guys. Okay. I'm going to add in a couple of exercises here that I think are very, very important. Now, feet bent, knees bent, feet on the floor, hands down. I want you to push your shoulders back into the floor. Really feel your shoulders pushing back and release. They probably popped up a little bit, didn't they? Let's do it again. Push your shoulders into the floor. Feel the whole back of your arm and your shoulders on the floor. And release. 2 more times. Shoulders push back. And release. This is very similar to the first exercise, except our arms aren't coming up. Ready? Do it again. Push shoulders back. See how you're moving that chest up forward? Little arch in the back. And release. Excellent job, you guys. Okay. Next exercise that's really important. Push your feet into the floor. Push your hands into the floor. Lift your butt up. And drop it down. Let's do that 3 more times. Push your feet in the floor. Butt up. Butt down. 2 more. Butt up. Butt down. Now if you're sitting on the chair, I want you to put your hands on the chair. And I want you to lift your butt up off the chair with your hands. And then put it back down. Do it 2 more times, you guys. Because I forgot to cue everybody on the chair with that one. And 1 more. And down. Way to go. All right. Now, tip the pelvis, pull the belly in, and rock it forward. Now, you guys seated can do this too. You're just arching your pelvis forward and back. So you want to think of your pelvis as like a clock. Your hip bones are 3 and 9. Your belly button is 12. And the lower part of your pelvis is 6. So we're tipping 6 forward, and we're tipping 6 to the ceiling. We're tipping 12 forward, and we're tipping 6 to the ceiling. And bring it into a neutral spine. See if you could give me some hip circles. Going to 3, 12, 9, and 6. And reverse it going in the other direction. Seated or on the floor. And awesome. All right, let's stretch, you guys. Seated or on the floor, we're going to grab the right leg. Oops, let me grab that right leg. Bring it in. Now you can grab underneath of the thigh if that gives you a better range of motion. It usually does for me because I'm very flexible, my hamstrings. So I need to really pull my hamstrings far to even get a stretch. And I'm really looking to even go beyond my hamstring to get into my lower back because my lower back and hips are very tight. And my hamstrings are super, super loose. So can you stretch out that other leg for people who are on the floor, everybody else who's in the chair, keep that other knee bent. And again, roll the ankle, nice and big circles. And roll it in the other direction. Now let's take the knee and cross it over towards the belly button midline. And you guys who are seated are going to do that too. You're going to pull it up and pull it towards your opposite shoulder. And on the floor, you can aim for the shoulder too. Relax the shoulders though. Don't hold tension in your chest and throat. I know that you are, because I am too. And now take it out to the side and give yourself a nice inner thigh stretch here into the groin. Hold down the left side of the hip as you open that up to the side. People who are seated, you're just grabbing that knee and you're opening it up to the side. Good. Bring it back to the center. Hug it in. Extend it out all the way to meet that leg and just rock the leg side to side. That's going to massage the hip and the hip joint. And let's bend that knee that we were just working on and grab the other leg and squeeze it in. Hug it in as tight as you can, as high as you can get it up to your shoulder. Good. And roll the ankle nice and big again. and reverse it. And stretch the other leg out straight on the floor. You'll feel a little bit of a pull from the hip bone and hip flexor to the other hip, right? Because this hip flexor is closed off. Now the other one is completely opened and flattened out. Let's take this left knee over towards the right shoulder. And breathe. And let's take it out for the inner thigh stretch. Coming back to the center. And extend it all the way out. Now try to walk those feet out. Make them longer and longer and longer, like you're actually trying to get your legs to get longer, if only they could. And let's bring both knees in, if that's possible, hugging the chest, rocking side to side. And for those of you seated on the chair, you can lean forward into what would be a seated child's pose. Bring your head up. Try to touch your knees to your nose. Come on down. And everybody who's seated, you could just sit up nice and tall. Those of you on the floor, let's lift those legs up. And rock side to side and get your hands right underneath of your hips. Let your legs come down about 3 or 4 inches. Look up at your knees. Press on your elbows and your hands and just hinge yourself up. Great job. Now, coming back to standing, you're going to have to come back to maybe your chair if you can't get up on your own. If you can get up on your own, I want you taking your time so that when you do stand up, you're not wobbling all over the place. Lean forward, stand up. You should be nice and solid. It's just like when a gymnast lands, right? They land and they want to just come up like this. They don't want to land and then take 2 steps forward, right? We're the same way. When we're coming up from the floor, we want to actually land and be standing. We don't want to get up and like tumble, okay? So keep that in mind. Great job today. This was your Parkinson's Wellness Recovery in a supine position, lying on your back. And we're going to be doing the prone position, lying on your belly next. We did a little bit of that as a little mistake, but it's never a mistake to do a little bit of stuff. So great work today, you guys. You can always repeat this. You can always use a metronome and do it a little bit faster. You know, we were doing 45 and 50 today. So as you get faster, you can always go up a little higher. If you need the metronome app, let me know. I'm happy to get it to you. So just keep on working. You're doing a great job. Every day that you check in is another day that you've done something wonderful for yourself and those that you love. So stay on target, stay on track. I'm here if you need anything. We are moving beyond limitations. We're going to always explore the possibilities together, and we are going to slay it. I'll see you next time. Bye.